Hi, it's Caleb with Terry Town RV. I'm here at a 2022 Dynamax Dynaquest XL37RB, and we're going to do an orientation. We'll start up here in the front with your engine compartment, which we'll pop open here real quick. Just got two latches on either side. Each fender there, pop those open. And then in the middle, grab handle and pull towards you. Over on the passenger side here, you'll have your coolant fill as well as your windshield wiper fluid there. We'll head around to the driver's side, and you'll see over here you have power steering fluid fill, your oil dipstick, and your trans fluid back there. Right above the steps here is a engine block heater plug. You do also have the option to heat the engine block with your aqua hot system, which we'll get into in a little bit. You have fuel fill, DEF fluid here as well. If we open the door here real quick and look underneath the seat, there is a shut off for the chassis power. So that shuts off your chassis batteries. And then there's a separate shut off for the house batteries. As we work our way around here, this first compartment is going to have your inverter charger over here on the left. You see a bunch of wiring, fuse panels and everything. Your transfer switch surge guard is in here as well. So generally you won't want to store anything in here, although there is some room. It's better to not mess with any of the wiring in there. Next compartment here is going to be your batteries. So on the left you have your chassis batteries. On the right, these blue batteries are for the house. So they're all in one compartment. And if you look up here, that is where the disconnect for the house batteries are at. So you know where that is. There is also a separate switch inside that you can use as a disconnect as well. And we'll have some storage compartments here. This does go up and over to the other side. And the nice thing about all of your compartments here, they're plastic material, so if they get dirty you can literally spray them out with water and rinse it out and clean it out that way, and not have to go through a vacuum or sweep it out, and be a little bit more thorough with it. This next compartment here, obviously your generator. You also have your hydraulic pump here for your leveling jacks. So the pump is located up at the top, then you have the fluid reservoir here. If the pump were to ever fail, on top of it up here there's a spot that you can put a 1/4 inch hex socket, and you can manually run the pump that way. For your generator out here, you do have a spot where you can start and stop it. Hold down stop, and that's going to prime it. That red light will come on, and then you hold down start to start it, which it's going to have to prime for a little bit. Being a diesel generator, it's got to heat up the glow plugs, so occasionally that can take a little bit longer to start. Our next compartment here will have your power cord reel. Switch for that is on the left or the right side there, and you manually pull this out. And then it has the power retract on it. So you pull it out by hand, retract it with the switch. You can run the cord through the floor here of the compartment, so that you can still close your compartment door, and you'll see that storage does go up and around there as well. Then we have your wet bay on the back here. On the left is going to be your input for city water and for filling your fresh water tank. That is also on a power cord reel. Once again, pull it out by hand, push the switch to retract it. Then we have in the middle your drains. It's got a macerator built into it, so that's what this little hose you see here is, and that end right there. To turn the macerator on, you'll do that right there. And if you want to use the macerator, keep this valve here closed, and when you open these two, you'll be able to use the macerator there. If you want to drain it in a more traditional way, you'll open this valve here, hook your sewer hose up, put it in the drain, blow your valves, and let that drain out. You do also have a black tank flush here, so after your tanks are done draining, you will close your gray valve, leave your black valve open, and whether you're going through here or through the SantaCon, you'll hook your hose up to here, turn it on, and that's going to spray directly into your black tank to help rinse it out. Clean up your sensors, get rid of any waste that's left in there. Just kind of, it's a little bit more thorough than just draining it. So run water through there for probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then turn it off. Close your slide valves, close this valve here, put your sewer cap on, and you're all set to go. You also have your outdoor shower here, which is nice and convenient, so you can rinse your hands off after you're done draining and everything. Sprayer for that is right here. In the back, you have your low point drains for your hot and cold water. Cold is in the back, hot is right here. So the lowest point of water in the water system, you open those up to drain the water out of your lines, and then you can run antifreeze through the system. And then you have bypass here to run antifreeze, or just have it for normal flow. So you can switch between the two if you're going to winterize, and then you can switch here between city water, which it's on right now. When that's horizontal like that, you turn it like that, that's going to be freshwater tank fill. And then you have inputs for cable up top here, lights for the cargo bays, and you can turn your water pump on and off from out here as well. You'll see in the middle here, there's this canister. That's where your water filter will go. The water filter is inside right now, so we'll see that in a little bit. Basically, you just take that canister off, pop the filter in, and put the canister back on there. And then more storage here in the back. Once again, passes through to the other side. On the back side of the coach here, you have your hitch receiver with a 7-way. There is a way safe hitch in the compartments on the other side that you can use for this. Up top, you have your backup cameras. There are 2 there. So one is going to give you a broad view behind you. One points straight down, so you can see kind of directly, even with the back of the coach here. Coming around here, we'll see the other side of that pass-through. See the Dynamax signature there for the custom paint job. We have the aqua hot system in this bay here, which the controls for it are going to be inside. You have a couple of drains right over here for that, and that will be used for your heat. And like I said too, it can also heat the engine block. More storage here. The exhaust right down there. This is your fresh water tank, so you have access to that. Little bit of storage on top of it. Really don't need to use that for storage though. Once again, more storage. Your way safe hitch is going to be right in here, so you have the hitch, you have the pin for it. You do also have a hose there for your air compressor, onboard air compressor. So you can use that. You can use the air compressor to fill your tires, do things like that. Right up above is the outdoor TV entertainment center. This has a different style latch, compression style. So when that closes, that's going to compress that door really tightly on the seal to seal off all the electronics and appliances in here. But you have your TV and soundbar. There are remotes for that inside. So give that a push and then click that in place. And then we're to the driver or the entry door here. So pop that open. Our steps are going to come out, and we can step inside here. Just inside is going to be a few light switches, so you can do grab handle, exterior lights, cargo lights, entry step lights, entry lights, and then you have a light master in here as well. So if I do that, shuts everything off. That light on there is from the microwave, so that's separate from the light master. So if we turn that back on, it's going to turn all those same lights back on because it has a memory. So whichever lights were on before you use the light master, it's going to turn those same lights back on. And as we step in here, you'll notice everything is closed. The slide outs are in right now. You'll see there's still pretty decent walkway, so you can access things in the kitchen. You can also get back to the half bath here and the Precision Plex touchscreen there, which will be where a lot of your controls are at. But you do also have a separate control panel right here. So up at the top is going to have your controls or your battery monitor display. So that monitors the Victron batteries there and shows your battery voltage. You have slide out control for your main slide here. Then below that is your aqua hot controls. So on the left, you'll see it's labeled as burner. That is for the diesel burner. Then you have the electric portion, and then engine preheat, which is where you'll heat your engine block from. So choosing between the diesel burner and the electric burner is just choosing your heat source for the aqua hot. Either one of them is very effective. And below that is the control for your equalizer leveling jacks. So if we turn this on here, then you'll notice in the top right it says auto level. Whenever you get to where you're staying, whether it's a campsite or you're doing some tailgating, you're at a parking lot, hit auto level. It's going to automatically level the coach out for you. All you have to do is push the button. I would recommend you do that before you open up the slide outs, just so that the slide outs don't throw off the weight distribution of anything. When you're ready to leave, hit all retract. That's going to retract those jacks back up so that you can then travel with them. If you want to manually level, or you have to do some adjustments you feel, you can use the individual switches here to run the jacks up or down. So that'll be that panel there. For the slide outs right now, the ignition is not on, so the slide outs are not going to be able to open. So we'll pop down into the driver's area here, and we'll open, or we'll turn the key, put the key in, turn the ignition on. It's going to beep at us right now because the air tanks have to fill for the suspension. But we'll come back here to the touch screen. We'll go to slide outs. We'll do bedroom first since we're back here. Hold the switch down and the slide is going to start to come out. The touchscreens can be a little finicky, so if you move your finger out by accident, sometimes it'll sense that you or think that you took your finger off the switch, and so it'll stop. So just so you know that. Next one here, we'll do the wardrobe. It's going to be right behind us. And you'll notice that's lighting up on the panel across the room there. Sorry, the camera's not focusing. So you do have controls for the bedroom side and the wardrobe side here. So you'll notice those light up as you use the touchpad here. And we'll get the dinette out here real quick. You'll notice when the dinette goes out, it's going to look like it's tipping a little bit, which it is. That is so it can sit flush with the floor. When it goes out, it's got to go out and then drop down so it can sit even with the floor. Same thing when it comes back in. So you'll notice the top is going out first there, and then that bottom is going to be the final thing to close there. And that will be the slide outs. Turn the ignition off so it stops beeping at us real quick. See, it's just got the low air. All right, and that's off now. So we'll go through the rest of the touch panel here and then work our way through the coach. So we'll click over to our home page. And the first thing we got here is lighting. So this is going to allow you to do individual lights. You'll also be able to do individual lights from the panels like that. So if we click through, you'll see which ones are lit up when they have the blue circle around them and the light bulb is on in the corner. Master light here again. And they're kind of split up into zones, as you can see. They're labeled up at the top. So that way you don't have to go and turn all of them off. You can go click to your zone that you want to do, and you can go and do those lights. Next is going to be your tank monitor level. So fresh tank, gray tank, black tank, coach and chassis batteries, and your LP gas. So as those fill or as those empty or lose charge, gain charge, you'll see that change on the screen here. We already did the slide outs. Power control is going to be the next one. This is going to show what power we have. So we're hooked up to 50 amps right now. Going to show what is powered. So your aqua hot is powered, and your AC is powered there as well. And then it shows we're 50 amp again. AGS here is just going to allow you to start auto or enable auto gen start, which is going to allow your generator to turn on without you pushing any buttons. Basically, you'll set parameters for that. If you go down to setup, you can set quiet time, run time, and if your batteries get down to a certain voltage, you can set that up there so it turns on and charges those up, and it'll show your status here as well. Then next one's going to be water and your entry steps. So you can turn your water pump on and off, turn your entry steps on and off, so when you close your door they'll stay out, or you can turn them on so they close when you open and close your door. Then the lock obviously just locks the page down, and you just touch it to open that back up. But while we're back here, we'll work our way through the bedroom. So you do have wireless chargers on either side of the bed. Sorry, the camera's not focusing again. But those do pop up a little bit like that. They reveal a USB charger in there as well. So there's a USB port on the end. Otherwise, you can just set your phone right on top and it starts to charge. Got the bedding there as well. We'll head into the bathroom. You have shower in the corner with the glass doors. These do have magnet strips down the middle to help it seal, and a travel lock that you want to hear click into place like that when you lock it, so you know it's secure. You have the toilet with the power flush in the back. So on the left is your water saver, on the right is your normal comfort flush. Obviously the water saver is going to use less water. Generally you would use that water saver if you were running off of your fresh water tank, because if you're hooked up to water full time, really doesn't matter how much water you're using. You do have USB chargers back here, as well as a 110 outlet. You have his and her sink. Lots of storage in the medicine cabinet up here. And you do have individual control for the bath lights. Once again, you can turn your water pump on and off from here. On the wall right here is the control for your rear AC. So this is your rear thermostat here. We have mode, it's going to go to fan, AC, heat pump, furnace, off, like so. So the heat pump is going to blow heat through your ceiling vents from the AC that's built into that. The furnace there shouldn't do anything because it is run through the aqua hot. You can change your fan speeds by clicking the fan button, and then change your temperature up and down there. If we open the left cabinet here, you'll see you have the heat reflectors for the windshield. You do have closet pulls in there as well. If we open behind the TV, you have your safe here. All your information and keys for the safe are right there. And you do have more USB hookups as well. Soundbar below the TV and your remotes are there. There's a little tool in here. This tool is going to be used for this slide out specific. If it were to fail for any reason, this slide out, you'll use that tool and you can access the motors up top there. And that tool you'll use to manually run that. It's flexible, so you can bend it behind the slide out fascia there. If we open this closet here, you'll have your washer dryer, and you'll notice it's side by side, not stacked, so you have more closet space right up above there, and it makes a little less stress on the washer dryer because it's not going to tip as much for you, which is really good. We'll turn around and go into the half bath now. Same thing here with the toilet with the power flush there. You have a few more controls here. So lights, you can do hall and bedroom ceiling as well. Once again, water pump is there. And a good amount of storage in the medicine cabinets once again. You do also have vent fans in the ceiling of both of your bathrooms. There's going to be a fan control for those in one of your drawers here. There's another fan up here. Next drawer down. You have 3 remotes there, 1 for each zone. You also see that water filter is in there, and you have a couple more remotes for the TVs and the sound bars. But in the kitchen here, you have your residential style refrigerator. Travel locks in the middle here to lock those doors down. All your controls are just inside the door on the right. And then you have your ice and water dispenser. You have another lock here for the for the freezer door so that doesn't slide open. Have full-size microwave and convection oven, induction top cooktop. Have on the counter here, this bag has all your manuals and paperwork for the coach. You also have chassis manuals in this cabinet. Storage behind the TV again. And saw in this top drawer there's a few things in here. So you have this Dynamax USB flash drive here. So both that'll have some information on there for you. And then you have some full body touch-up paint as well right here. There's a couple more flash drives in here and some other information. And you have the TST system down here, which is already put up on the dash there, or by the dash. That is your TPMS system, so tire pressure monitoring system. So you can monitor your tire pressure up from the dash there. That'll once that's set up, you can set your parameters for it, set your tire pressure, and it'll alert you if you go low on tire pressure or anything like that. You have some more controls right here. So more lights for the area here. Once again, water pump for the sink as well. They generally put that water pump switch by all the faucets, so that's why they're in each of the bathrooms and by the kitchen here. If we open up this compartment above the door, you have your TV antenna matrix here. So what this is going to do for you is it will allow you to run different inputs on different TVs all at the same time. So if you want to watch regular cable TV on your main TV here, you'll move this to, you'll change that over to satellite there, and then you can change your other TVs to a different input. So if you want to, say you get a DVD player, you want to watch a movie in the bedroom, you can hook your DVD player into the HDMI port here, change bedroom TV input to DVD, and you can watch your TV here while you're watching a movie in the back. So that'll allow you to do that there. Soundbar below that once again. Have a few controllers here for the awnings, and then you have two switches on this connection here. On the left is your antenna power, so if you want local TV wherever you're staying at, turn your antenna on. On the right is a Wi-Fi booster, so if you're staying somewhere that has Wi-Fi, that'll boost your signal. You can also get your own Wi-Fi set up. You have WineGuard 360 up here, the Wi-Fi gateway. So you can get that set up through WineGuard or through a phone provider, cell provider. Basically, you get a SIM card that plugs into that, and you pay a subscription fee like you would for your phone to have your own service for your coach here. With WineGuard, you can pay monthly, roughly monthly. It's like 30 days. That way, if you're not using this for a period of time, say it's in storage, you're not going to be paying for that subscription over that time. Whereas if you're going through Verizon or AT&T, you have to pay for basically a full year at a time. Then you have the on-off for your WineGuard satellite there. Below is the controls for your awning. So you have in and out. For that, you just push in or out to start that. All you have to do is push it once. You don't have to hold it down. And then in the middle there, you can hit stop to stop that. You do also have a remote for that right here, so you can go outside and do that as well. Over on this side, you have a few other controls. So you have the power for your inverter and charger here, and then it's just going to display some information for you. You have a standalone generator auto start there, so you can enable that, so you don't have to go through the touchscreen back there. You have another control here for the main AC. That's going to work the same as the one in the back there. And then you have the display for your solar panels. So that's the solar controller. It's already preset to your batteries and to your solar panels, so it'll properly charge them and everything. Next to us, we have your power theater seating. So on each side on the cup holder here, You have massage, you have heat. Turn that light on, and you can extend out the legs. Just hold down the button there. You have storage in the middle. There's 110 outlets and USB in there as well. More cup holders, and same thing here, same controls and everything. For the massage and for the heat, there's a few different settings. So when I turn the massage on, you gotta click it 3 times before it goes off. For the heat, click it twice before it goes off. And you have more light switches there. There's on the far right there, theater lighting. So that's gonna turn off certain lights in here, leave certain ones on. So it gives you kind of movie theater vibes for watching TV. Makes it so not all the lights are on, so it's not as bright. Then we have the cab over bunk here. Pretty straightforward. More USB chargers there. You do have a little guardrail that's going to pop in there, and your ladder that will pop over here. And then we can go through the driver's area now. There's a lot of controls up here. So like I mentioned before, you have the TSC system there. You have all of your climate control in the middle, windows, mirrors, locks, parking brake, pull it to apply it. Up top is going to be your camera display for all 4 of your cameras. So you have 2 side view cameras and the 2 backup cameras. Radio in the middle, that's going to be pretty self-explanatory. This is going to be brake assist and lane assist. As you go down the road, it's for regen for the deaf. You have input for USB and 12-volt. Battery boost here is going to allow you, if your chassis batteries are dead, it's going to take from your house batteries and send it to the chassis so you can start the motor still. So you'll hold that down while you turn your key in the ignition, and that's going to draw once again from the house, send power to the chassis. So if your chassis batteries are dead, you can still start those. Optional switch here should do the docking lights out back. You have the differential locker here. You can adjust your suspension height in the back. You can go up or down with that. Generally, you'd use that for leveling. If you're on kind of an uneven area, you can lower the suspension in the rear to make it easier for the leveling system to do its job. You have traction control, Jake brake here, fog lamps on and off, all your displays on the dash. You have your 2 air gauges here for both for the suspension and for the brakes. You have DEF and fuel up top there, and then your other pressures there. Speed control here for cruise. You can adjust that here and do your headlights down on the left. All your mirror adjustments are here, and you can choose which side. Pretty straightforward. Windshield wipers, turn signals. You do also have a brake controller as well. And don't forget about the battery disconnect that is down here for the chassis. So that should be everything up front here, and I believe everything inside the coach. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to get those answered for you. And thank you for choosing Tarrytown RV.